What's going on, everyone? And welcome. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, actually. I'm going to rant. Yeah, that's not a joke. There's no video gaming today. You're not going to see me playing, like, Benji Unique Machine, because why'd I do that? We're actually going to talk about the woke content detector curated list of games, because it's something that came to my attention about a month ago. And then just after beating one of the amazing games I've played recently, and then shooting the shit with my friends looking at this, it got me really mad, which we'll get into a little bit later. I need to talk about it. It's really bothering me. This is something that people have been making videos on for a while now. Woke game list is on the Ackman, which is the video that first I watched that put it in the back of my head, and then I wanted to show my friends. It's like, guys, can you believe this? As of 2 days ago, people are still talking about it. So a little bit of background. Steam group woke content detector. And then there's a bunch of things on here, like the rules for if you're discussing if a game is woke for them, non-woke games then their methodology, something that you can read about. Although I feel like if you just look at this, you can put two and two together, figure out what exactly they deem as woke and what not woke. All right, so okay, we're going to here. No, thank you. I just want to see the woke definition. We're gonna go to the Merriam-Webster. What does woke mean? Aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. Now that's the first definition they have. Now let's go to the second one. Disapproving, politically liberal or progressive as in matters of racial and social justice, especially in a way that is considered unreasonable or extreme. I have no idea when Merriam-Webster updated their definition of woke. When I think of woke, I personally think of the first one, someone who's aware of things. But in recent time, it seems that the second one is where a lot of people focus on now, and you know what? That happens with time. Things change, and that is a part of life that you just have to accept. Things are going to change. But then, of course, let's just read this. Woke content equals any images, messages, characters, storytelling, dialogue, music, or game mechanics that include themes associated with the left side of the political aisle in contemporary Western politics. So now, based off of their methodology, that sounds a lot like the second one. Politically liberal or progressive as in matters of racial and social justice, especially in a way that is considered unreasonable or extreme. It's not a complete one-to-one comparison about because theirs, it just seems like if it even includes it, it's there, right? And this is if it's being pushed. Let's just look at some of the games. So we now understand their methodology. Balloons Tower Defense 6, or it's not recommended by them, and their reasoning for why. So it's not like, and I feel like it's also important to note this isn't a review of the game as a whole. This is just based on their criteria. Is there leftist ideology inside of this game, and contains overtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging. There's a pride flag item available in the trophy store with a pro pride message. PSI is referred to using they them pronouns. So one of the characters uses they them pronouns in the game. So now this also sets a precedent, right? I mean, there's a pride flag and someone using they them pronouns, which they being the people who made this deem that as leftist agenda. And then if we scroll down, so Red Dead Redemption 2, it is informational, and their reasoning for that is it contains subtly pro DEI messaging. Several minor characters expose modern day political sentiments. As an example, the NPC Sadie Adler behaves the same way as a modern day feminist would. That sets another precedent. They want historically accurate. Fine, whatever, you want historically accurate in that game. I would argue personally that throughout history, there's always going to be people fighting against the quote-unquote patriarchy. I'm using quotes just because I don't know the definition off the top of my head. I'm not going to search it up right now. So take quote-unquote patriarchy with a grain of salt. I'm actually going to Control F right now. You ready for this? We're going to search up strong because there was we were right. It's right under it. I'm sorry. And then the game we're going to be looking at is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition 2016. Informational, again, not recommended, but informational. Contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging. Contains the subtly pro DEI messaging. Homosexual marriage options. An NPC in Whiterun asks you whether the sight of a strong Nord woman offends you. Now we're adding to our catalog of things that they deem as leftist agenda. Strong Nordic woman. We're going to take the Nord out of it. We're just going to say a strong woman. I don't know. What else do you get from that? An NPC is in Whiterun asks you whether the sight of a strong Nord woman offends you. So therefore, strong women in games is leftist agenda. And now I want to talk about the thing that made me, the thing that made it so it's this list stuck in my head and made me just keep getting mad thinking about it. And you can say, why are you still thinking about it? Just move on and forget it. Like, don't give these people the time of day. And you're absolutely right. I should be doing that, but I'm not going to, because this is just, it's really infuriating. So the game I was talking about earlier that I looked up with my friends and we were looking at this was, let's control F, until, oh, that's not how you spell until dawn. Okay. Until Dawn, first of all, this is the remake, this is not the original. I've censored the reason why. We're gonna go over some things that maybe it could, based on their previous, like the previous things we've looked at. Is it because the goat Sam is a strong female lead character in it? No, that's not what I just read it again. That is not what they mention as why. And I'm going to be honest, that was really the only setup I had for this bit. Now we're going to actually look at it. It contains overtly pro-DEI messaging. Prominently features a black male, Asian female couple as 2 of the 8 main characters in the game. According to Pew Research, Asian-Black intermarriages make up less than 2% of all intermarriages. So that's their review as to why this game is not recommended and is considered leftist agenda. Breathe with me now. This is infuriating stuff. So a little bit of background. The black male and Asian female they're talking about is Matt, played by Jordan Fisher in Until Dawn, and Emily, played by Nicole Sikora in the game. Jordan Fisher is black, and Nicole Sikora is Asian. But also in the game, it's, it's like, it's kind of toxic. And so it's not even they're quoting something from the game where in their own twisted way saying Emily being constantly mean to Mac and antagonistic to Matt throughout the game while she's supposed to be like he is supposed to be her partner. That is not their problem with it. It's not, I don't know, family values, blah, blah, blah. Other words that people like who made this list would spout out. But it's the fact that they found a statistic that says this is inaccurate, actually. That's their reasoning. And let's look at this statistic, because this is crazy. Now, if you control F and type in 2%, because that's what they claim. They say 2%. Actually, that says they make up less than 2%. That's nowhere in here. I've looked at and I cannot find where they're pulling that less than 2% from. They share that where Asian grew from 2% to 6%. That's the only time 2% is mentioned in this at all. First of all, there's nothing mentioning black people and Asian together exclusively in this. Now, if you come up to this one, in contrast between those 2 groups, this is something they pulled out of nothing. But even if this was backed by this Pew Research assignment, which came out in 2017, 2 years after the game takes place, I believe it takes place in 2015. I could be completely wrong, but it just, what does that prove? This statistical anomaly of 2 people who are dating means that this game is not accurate. What are you talking about saying it's statistically inaccurate? What does that mean? Does that mean if it was 50%? If the Pew Research was 50%, is that okay then? What makes it okay to you? At what point is it leftist agenda? And at what point is it statistically inaccurate? And at what point is it just 2 people in a relationship? And this has stuck with me for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and it's infuriating to me. I don't know if there's more absurd ones in here. You'd have to look at other people's videos, because I'm kind of done with this list. I mean, I feel like I've made my point. Like, what do you mean the statistically inaccurate? That's what I have to say about this. And now I want to talk about something else. I made the short. I'll just play the short. Oh yeah. I watched the first and second episode of The Last of Us last night, and I thought they were good. I just wish I had an assault rifle like Joel has in the game, or in the movie, in the show. No, but I definitely like how it's like a different story, kind of. I feel like it's a different story. And I always like when stories have the same like premise, like guy takes girl to scientists because she immune, and but they always change things around, like some people's motives and stuff. I feel like that always like elevates it because it makes it like it's own story. Like they're two separate stories, basically. Okay, I made that about a year ago. This person commented on that. I am going to blur their name, and I'm actually going to delete the comment after this because for whatever reason this video gets more than a handful of views. I don't want this person to be attacked. But nonetheless, this person commented, "I refuse to watch the show because of the gays. They took my all-time favorite game and turned it into a production of their agenda. Will be the only show I ever start and do not finish." And I commented, "Bill is gay in the game and Ellie is lesbian." So that just goes to show that this person either is just shit posting, like he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna say something that I know is wrong," because he says it's one of his all-time favorite games. In the DLC for the first game, there's Ellie and her friend Riley, and then in the main game, Bill is gay. Another disheartening thing is someone liked this, and then 3 people liked my comment. This didn't really tie in super hard to, and then even I just went back to this for a second. The Last of Us, they don't review The Last of Us, so it's not even like relevant to this comment. It's just something I wasn't gonna be able to talk about before. I want everyone to coexist. Call me crazy. I think everyone should be able to live in a world where they are happy, safe, and I mean, yeah, happy and safe. I don't know what else is there. I don't care. I don't usually believe in censoring people's beliefs, which is why I don't usually delete a video no matter how bad of a joke I make, how it's a joke I probably should have taken out, but I never did, because I believe if you watch over a period of time, you can see that people can change. I like to believe I have changed over time for better, but I don't really have anything else to say. For the handful of you who did watch this, don't expect this to be like a common thing. This was just something because the game list and the Until Dawn part of it that really infuriated me, but also just everyone watching, no matter where you are in life or what your beliefs are, I hope you have a good day. Everyone, no matter who you are, be a better person tomorrow than you are today. That's the only thing we can all do. We can keep improving and being better. Have a great day, guys.